So Amanda is putting together your lunch.
Hi. How are we all?
Wonderful.
Does anyone not like any like spicy? Okay. Not like super spicy.
What do we have here in these little wraps?
Chicken salad and then chicken and turkey wrap.
Chicken and turkey wrap.
Yep. There's no pork. My left side.
Be sure to leave us a favorable Google review.
Let's take your weight first.
2 people already watching it.
Really?
Yeah.
So you live stream this back to St. Paul?
Yeah,
So I didn't have to drive here?
right. But you don't get free lunch.
I didn't even want lunch.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's getting up.
We'll be driving real quick. Are you back?
Ready?
Actually, you can watch this from anywhere.
Someone hand out some stuff for me?
Okay.
Well. You're welcome. One each. One each. Teamwork, I like it. All right, so. As these guys are handing stuff out, I'd like you to tell me a couple things about you. We'll start in the back of the room. So what I'm looking for is your name. Where do you live? Not like your actual address, but whereabouts. What week are you on for class? And what did you do before you came to Interstate? As far as, not like today, as far as the job.
So do you guys catch that? Go ahead.
First week of class. And I'm a machine operator.
Name, what week of class, and where you're from.
My name is Isaac. I live in Ball.
Okay.
I'm here to get the video.
Okay. This is your first week of class, right?
Yeah, it's my first video.
Then what are you doing now for work?
I do now substation.
Doing what?
Like Uber?
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, perfect.
My name is Abdul, and this is the first week of class for me as well. And I'm from Medina, Minnesota, and I do Uber as well.
Perfect.
My name's Josh. I'm from Malda, Minnesota. I'm supervisor in the shipping department. And this is my first week here.
Andy, I'm from Crater Lake. Started mid-May, just recently shut down my own construction company and making a career change. Just recently got my CDL and just about done.
Perfect.
My My name is Robert. First week of class. I live in Mankato, Minnesota. I was a product for electronics talk engineer before I changed directions and wanted to be a CDO for entire corporate America.
All right.
My name's Roland, I live in Prior Lake. First week, I'm unemployed. I'm unemployment.
I'm Brian, I'm from Robbinsville. My first week, recently laid off from the grocery delivery company.
Ali, from Southeast Minneapolis. This is my first week of training as well. And I'm Uber driver.
My name is Abdul. I come from North Minneapolis. My job is bus driver. School.
School bus driver.
School bus driver.
Okay.
My name is Bashir Singh. I live in Shakabi. It's my first week of training. I'm a worker now.
What was it?
I'm a worker now. I don't.
Whatever. Oh.
I'm Adriana. I'm from Stillwater. This is my first week, and right now I'm a school bus driver.
My name's John. I'm from Twin Cities, Horse Week. I actually went to class and just trying a different occupation. I'm a Lyft driver.
All right.
My name is Becca and I'm from St. Paul. I work as a machine operator. I'm planning to start school now, not start starting school.
Checking it out.
Yeah.
Dale, I'm from Redway. I'm just doing this for fun.
Getting your license for fun? Not gonna use it? Okay. I do it for fun too.
I'm Gerard from Minneapolis. Previously, I was a solar panel installer.
Week one.
Yeah, we want.
You guys, good to talk to. How are you?
Jason Upriver, and I was a government contractor.
Steve, I live in White Lake, Minnesota. I did panel management for a federal management company before this. I'm currently laid off, they closed our office up.
All right.
Corey, I'm in 4, I think. And I've been working for Redwood Shoot for the last 23 years.
Okay. We've met. What's your name again?
Bill?
Bill.
Oh, I don't know you're pointing at me.
Yeah.
I went to that interstate a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I was driving for JB Hunt and I didn't like doing intermodal, so I quit and I'm gonna be out here.
All right.
I have to be based out of Chicago and I live in St. Paul. And I don't wanna have to leave my house alone. We're being based out of Motor City, 500 miles away. And I'm on my way around Chicago anyway, now with a 53-foot trip.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for doing that. So I'm Amanda. I'm with Halvor Lines. I've been with Halvor Lines about 4.5 years. Going on my 17th year in trucking. Got into it right out of high school. I don't know why this like stresses me out. Got into it right out of high school. And grew up in it. My dad was thank you. My dad was a truck driver my whole life. My mom was a dispatcher. My husband's an owner operator. My brother-in-laws are owner operators. My brother drives truck. So literally, it's literally what we do. But joined Halvor Lines about 4.5 years ago, and it's been great. I'm based in Rosemount, so we've got 4 locations, headquartered up in Superior, Wisconsin. Does everybody know where Superior is? Yeah, okay. And then Inver Grove Heights, then 4 miles down the road is Rosemount, and then actually 5 locations. Des Moines, we're Altoona, Iowa, and South Bend, Indiana. So we've got A lot of growth going on. 4 divisions that we run. We have dry van, flatbed, reefer, or refrigerated, and specialized decking division. I know it's kind of awkward. But we have, say again?
Obstructed.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on what you want to do, we can have you home weekly, bi-weekly. I don't have anything home nightly, anything local. We're working on dedicated stuff, but you'd have to finish up your training before we could put you on a dedicated run. So first, before I just start rambling, do you guys have any questions for me? Not yet? All right. Just ask them when you have them, okay? So you come to Interstate, you get your CDL. We have all automatic trucks, so you can just take the automatic license. I personally suggest that if you are inclined to do the manual, to do it. It could help you down the road to be licensed for it. But you finish up here, and then we do a orientation, which takes place in Superior, Wisconsin. So you get yourself there, or we'll get you up there. We figure it out. If you get yourself, we reimburse your fuel, put you up in a hotel, your own room. We don't bunk you, which is a thing that some companies do. Breakfast and lunch are provided. Pay $85 per day for going through the orientation. We do road test, drug test, and agility test. Agility is like a little mini physical. You have to show them that you can like lift 50 pounds, push 60, climb up a ladder like you can get into a truck, things like that. And then it's 3 full days, safety training, videos, paperwork, probably more paperwork. And then you come back home, then you meet up with your trainer, and then it's a 5-week finishing program. So the 5 weeks is trainer trainee. It is not team driving like some of these larger companies do. So we have trainers that we put through class, and they're very particular about who trains. But then we ask you a couple of questions before teaming you up with a trainer. So male or female, if you're a smoker or non-smoker, which division, so one of those 4 divisions, and then if you're okay with dogs or pets, and then we team you up. So Adriana, chances are you would have a female if you wanted. I mean, you would have a female if you wanted a female. If you didn't care, they figure it out. But say you're the trainee, I'm the trainer. You're doing the backing, the hooking, the driving. So I'm just there to assist you and guide you and train you along the way. So then it is 5 weeks. We hope to put you through all of the Chicagos, the mountains. You'll be experiencing weather. It's going to happen, which is awesome, believe it or not, to go through training in winter. It's my favorite because then you experience it with someone sitting next to you instead of all by your lonesome. But for the training, the 5 weeks, we pay you 20 cents per mile or $600 per week, whatever's greater. Any numbers that I give you are before taxes, child support, any of that stuff. It's just a gross number. The $600 per week is for the 5 weeks, and it actually starts week 1 of orientation. So I say $85 per day, but the pay is $600 a week. We don't ask. It's just more money. Once you're done with the 5 weeks, then you get into a truck on your own, and then your pay is going to go up to a mileage plus bonus, which we'll get into. But first, questions about training. There are 20 people in here. There's got to be a question. Really? Huh?
Is that good explaining? We don't have questions.
Okay, all right. So depending on the division that you choose, your pay is going to go, we're going to do all kinds of fun things today, including math. So we're going to do a base pay plus bonus. Have you guys met other recruiters? A couple of you? One?
Yeah, well, I have one, I don't know if everybody else.
Is it an orange truck?
No,
Okay.
we had DLI.
Okay. So they're like totally different beasts than we are. But just the reason I ask is Interstate's pretty good about, they're very good about only allowing certain companies and recruiters in here. But you're going to get on the phone, or you're going to put an email in, and then you'll have 100 phone calls. And you're going to go all these different recruiters. Recruiters can be pretty sleazy, cutthroat kind of people. A lot of them are paid on commission or per head. So for every person they hire, they might be paid $500 or $1,000 for students. I'm not. I'm paid on a salary. I can literally hire all of you, none of you, I'm paid the same. There's no number of bonuses, commission, anything like that. So the reason I say that is you want to verify what you're being told, including me. I mean, you want to verify because once you sign on with a company, it costs you money to change jobs once you change. We do tuition reimbursement. So you have to come directly to us once you graduate. You can't go anywhere else between, or it doesn't apply. But if you come directly to us, we will reimburse you $250 per month as long as you are full-time, which is anything over 8,000 miles a month, until you are paid off in full or if you leave. There's no contracts. Questions? Make sense? If you leave, say 6 months down the road, we stop paying you back. You don't owe us anything. It's not like you have to pay back what they reimbursed. I've done this so many times in the last couple of weeks. I feel like I just said that, but maybe not. So the base pay plus bonus is going to start you out. This is once you're solo, as a base pay of 34 cents for dry van, 37 cents for reefer, and 39 for flatbed. Do y'all know what those are? So this is a van, yes. This could also be a reefer. There you go. So the reefer has like a motor up here and a fuel tank here, and that's where you haul generally food. Yes, exactly. And then if you cut off this whole top and it's just flat, that's a flatbed. We also have Conestogas, which is like a curtain side wagon. They have all kinds of different names, but it's a flatbed with a rolling side. They're pretty fancy. But they also aren't, it's not like pulling a curtain, you know. You'll be trained on them or you can hurt yourself. So those are the divisions. That's the base pay. 34 cents for van, 37 for reefer, 39 for flatbed. On top of that is 10 cents in bonuses. It's all broke down in here, but those bonuses go 6 cents on performance. And this is a tiered bonus based on your miles per quarter. And then there's 2 cents on fuel and 2 cents on safety. So an additional 10 cents. The performance or the mileage one and the fuel one, they calculate quarterly and then they'll pay you quarterly. Safety, the 2 cents is going to calculate quarterly and will pay you yearly. So if you have an incident in your second quarter, you can still get 1, 3, and 4 quarters. Makes sense. You're my confirmer that it makes sense. Okay. We do pay weekly settlements. We have medical, dental, vision. That is available the first of the month after 60 days. 401k after 6 months. They do match. They match the first 25% of each percentage that you contribute up to 2% of 8%. So for every dollar you put in, we match a quarter. Up to $8, they match 2. Yes? Okay. People just gloss over when I say that. They're like, it doesn't even make sense. All of our solo drivers run a minimum of 10,000 miles per month. So 2,500 a week if we're doing easy math. You have, depending on what division you choose, we can have you weekly home time or bi-weekly. I'm gonna draw a picture. So
United States.
yes, thank you. I drew it, and then 1 week later, this girl's like, it got worse. South St. Paul can't see this because if I move the camera, it's going to screw it all up. But, so here we are in the lovely Minnesota. This is sort of Florida. Minnesota to Texas and east is going to be your dry van division. Majority of our freight originates Midwest, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Indiana. It goes out and comes back. So you can be home every week for the dry van. I don't promise you weekends because I don't make promises. I don't make promises, but I don't make promises I can't keep. But majority of our drivers are home on weekends, if that's a thing. So out and back for the dry van. Refrigerated is going to hit all 48 states, which is why it's anywhere from 7 to 14 days out. That's a lot further to California and back. And then our flatbed kind of goes like this. Minnesota to Missouri and east. There's some Colorado, there's a little bit of California in there. That is also going to have you home weekly. So out anywhere from 5 to 7 days, home for 1 to 2 to 3. The minimum you would be home is a 34-hour reset. Most of them are home for 2 days. Yes? Okay. We do some Canada, it's not forced. Dry van and flatbed would take you to Canada. You have to have the correct paperwork, of course. But if you don't want to go to Canada, if you've ever had a DUI, don't go to Canada. And it's totally up to you though. You just gotta know your laws. Canada's really funny about DUIs, DWIs. It's like 10 years later, you need a Queen's pardon or some crap. And seriously, they'll let you in, but they might not let you back. And who wouldn't want to come back here? It's amazing. So questions on home time or where we run or where did I learn my artiste?
Did you say you run to New York City?
Well, I did not say anything about New York City, but we run less than 1%, not forced.
Okay.
So you don't have to go to New York City. We have some crazies who like New York City. I know, exactly. But we do run east. A lot of our freight that originates here hits like our hubs. Bless you. So South Bend, Indiana is kind of like a switch point. We hire out of the East Coast, so a lot of guys switch in Indiana. You bring it back Midwest, and they bring it back East Coast. We also have all sorts of dedicated stuff popping up. We have a task force, and we have loads that go Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, out to Ohio, PA, Jersey, back home every weekend for 2 days, 2,500 miles. That's a dedicated, technically, because you're running the same customers. So back to our pay. We're going to do math. South St. Paul is kind of my home. So I've had lots of interaction with graduates from Interstate who've met, who've met a lot of recruiters. And they say, your pay isn't that high. I saw a billboard that said that you can make $78,000 in your first year of driving. Have you seen that one? Pardon? The billboard? There's a billboard, I just recently saw it, that says you can make $78,000 in your first year of driving. Okay? So you go, Halvor Lines is paying 34.39 cents. It doesn't add up. So why would I go to Halvor Lines for less money when I can go to such and such for 78,000? Because we're all in it for the money. So let's do math, and I'll show you how they come up with that. But first, have you looked at this pay package, this pay? You get a raise.
What does detention mean?
So detention is if you get detained at a customer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if they hold you up.
Yeah,
And then layovers if they really hold you up and it goes over to the next day. I'm going to break down some numbers and it's just going to be bare minimum. If I can find my calculator. There it is. So at your first 6 months, you get a penny raise. 12 months, you get a penny raise. 18 months, you get a penny raise. 24 months, you get a penny raise. So you get a 4-cent raise in your first 2 years with Halvor, and then every year after that. Do we have any veterans? I know for sure we have one. Yes. So for our veterans, we also have a veterans bonus, which pays out 4 cents. Well, pays out 1 cent for every 4 years of service, up to 4 cents or 16 years verified. Yeah, so 4 cents right off the top. And I just needed DD 214. Yeah. All right, let's do math. So we're going to go, I'm going to show you how we figure. Dang it. Sorry, guys. Does this move? Does this whole thing move? Does it? Okay. Jesus Louise. Is it like a giant tablet? Can you see it on the screen?
He took it off.
Just minimize it on Chrome.
Yeah,
It's gonna be backwards anyways, but okay, sorry. Just do your math. All right, we're gonna go middle of the road. So dry van, 35, like 6 months, you graduated your solo. Dry van's gonna be 35 cents a mile. Reefer 38, flatbed 40. So for simple math, I go middle of the road, 38 cents. Anyone else wanna do math?
no, you got it.
Okay. You don't know. 38 cents times 2,500 miles, which is your minimum miles. You guys have questions? No? 2,500, you don't have questions? Okay. So that's 2,500 miles, $950. And then your bonuses, you can earn up to 10 cents in bonuses, but you're a new driver. You screwed up. You didn't hit your top tier, not screwing up by not hitting your top tier, but you hit something, let's say. You didn't hit top tier for mileage, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna go 6 cents on bonuses, just to be fair. Right? Because you can earn 10 cents. So we're gonna go 6 cents times 2,500 miles. Someone's probably got this in their head. 150 bucks. We're gonna add those. Is that 1,100? Yep, okay. 1,100 times 50, that's good math, times 50 weeks. Equals $55,000. So that's in your first year of driving.
How much per week?
950
A week.
per week.
Per mile, how much? Today?
Pardon?
Per mile.
38 cents per mile.
Yeah, you weren't listening. 38 cents a mile times 2,500 miles, which is your minimum miles, 950 a week. Yes, sir.
If you break that down into all on-duty hours, how much per hour?
You can't break it down into all, like, you can't.
Well, you could.
So wait, so like you did 70 hours in a week or?
Well, you're highlighting what you get paid a year. I want to know how many hours you're totally putting
In a year?
No, just a weekly, I should say.
Well, our logs are 70 hours a week. But you could be on duty, not driving, 24 hours a day, every day of your life.
What do you require, working for you? What right?
We don't require. We have 10,000 miles a month.
How many hours a week do I gotta put in to get that 55,000?
I don't know, let's go 2,500 miles divided by 10 hours a day. If you drive for 10 hours, 250 hours a week, 12,500 hours.
Divided by 50 weeks.
That was 50 weeks.
Figure out how much I'm gonna get paid per hour.
We don't pay per hour, so
I know you don't, but just, you're good at that.
I'm terrible at math.
Well, I don't know if you're paying me $10 an hour or 20
It's like
bucks.
$13.50 an hour.
$13.50.
Thank you.
So here's the thing about over-the-road trucking.
That's peanuts.
It is not an hourly, it's not even a daily job. You know, if I leave my house on a Monday morning and I'm not back until Friday night or Saturday morning, I consider that I'm gone working the entire time because I'm not at my house. But I'm not plugging along for 24 hours straight. So I think if you calculate a yearly salary into an hourly, you'll hate this industry, and you'll hate your job. That makes sense? I mean, there's companies that pay hourly.
He answered my question.
Sounds good. All right, I'll be here for your next one.
Basically, the more your wheels turn, the more you're gonna get paid.
Correct. That's the beautiful thing of
You only
trucking.
wanna drive 8 hours a day, put in an 8-hour day, you're not gonna make money.
Yeah, you want to make more money, you just work harder.
I know, but I was getting to the point, I don't want to have another job that I have to subsidize this job.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta there's fitness for duty on the workplaces too, you can't.
Say that last part again?
Well, there's fitness for duty issues, you can't be on the road 11 hours straight and then go do the same things, you know, somewhere else, CDL or not, you know. You gotta sleep sometimes, so.
Right,
I just wanted to rough.
sure. 1350. So, yeah, I guess. I've never in my life calculated it.
It's worth doing.
All right. So let's do their math. So we're gonna go 40 cents a mile times 3,000 miles. So this is a realistic number right here. $55,000 per year. That doesn't take out any of your taxes, any of your child support, any light bills or anything, okay? That is a gross, how's the word, salary?
Oh, hold on a second.
Sure.
$55,000 a year, if you divide 55,000 by 2,080 hours, which is how many work hours there are in a regular civilian job, that's $26.44 an hour.
Yeah, that's 8-hour days.
That's an 8-hour day, 5 days a week.
Pretty good.
There you go.
That's good, man.
That's good pay.
Yeah.
That's what I was making when I quit
Yeah.
corporate America.
So, all right, so we got 1350 times at 70 hours
That's at 70 hours a week.
or 26.
You know, it's 26.44,
At 40 hours a week.
40 hours. No.
So
At 40 hours a week, you're not going to put in that many hours.
that many miles. No. If you worked 8 hours a day for 7 days, actually 8.5 for 7 days every day, you don't have to reset and you can make your miles. But who's going to do that? Olin, who I used to work with, who never ever went home. All right, so 40 cents. This is their math now. The difference between some people and other people is I'm going to break it down and just be realistic because people have bills to pay and families to feed and homes to go home to and so on and so on and so on, which is why I do the bare minimum. Bare minimum miles. I don't calculate detention or layover or any of that crap. You miss out on half your bonuses just because you're human. You take 2 weeks off in your first year because you're human. And that's where this number comes from. But let me show you other math. 40 cents a mile times 3,000 miles, which is more than doable, equals $1,200. And then we got our 10 cents in bonuses times 3,000 equals $300. There's your 1,500 a week times 52 weeks. You got $78,000. That is good. But you know what? This is real. This is real hard. So this is, you're running flatbed, 3,000 miles a week, every single week. You never screw up. You hit every single bonus. You don't take any time off. You absolutely can make $78,000. Are you going to? I wouldn't put money on it.
If I need per hour house,
Pardon?
per hour, I need hour.
I'm not an hourly job.
It's per mile.
This is per mile.
10 miles.
Yep. This is an over-the-road trucking job that pays per mile. Even our local guys get paid per mile. Questions? That's math, right? That's a real number. I took our numbers, but it's BS that you're going to do that in your first year. Chances are you're going to hit something. Even a stop sign. Sir, yes, sir.
Do you have a sign up bonus?
We do not. We do tuition reimbursement, and then we pay you for training. Good question. Questions on math?
What did you say the veterans points were?
Penny per every 4 years, up to 4 cents, or 16 years. Feels like I'm saying it wrong. That's right, yeah. All right, questions on money? No? All right, sounds good.
pretty realistic, 55,000 in your first year. And, you know, if that's $13.50 every 70 hours, you know, you'd have to get that much money in a year, you'd have to find a job getting paid at least 26, 44 every week. So it's either you can do that or good luck.
Yep.
Unless you got college, you know,
Right.
education. You're not.
Are you based out, everything comes from Mrs. Rhoda?
No, like all the loads?
Yeah.
No. So we've got major customers throughout the country. Some main ones like the reefer would be Jenny-O, Turkey, Golden Plump, Hormel, Faribault Foods, Trident Seafood, those kind, yeah, and there's many more. Van is, a little bit of everything. USG is our biggest customer. That's a worldwide company. So that's what we haul the most on flatbed, but we also haul that in vans. That is anything building material. A lot of ceiling tiles, lumber.
Is that no touch?
Good question, thank you. Dry van and reefer are no-touch freight. Flatbed is technically no-touch freight, but I consider strapping, tarping, and chaining touching. So it's however you want to take it.
Nobody's gonna do it but yourself.
Right, exactly. You don't have to unload it, but it's still work, so.
Kudos, Slim James.
Is there a central location that all the trucks are parked at or something that you come out of?
Well, if you're within 50 miles of a terminal, you park at a terminal. If you're over 50, you can take the truck. You got to take the tractor or the trailer as well. And you got to have plug-ins during the winter.
Could I bring my wife?
Sure. I had a guy last week who says, what about passengers, wives and girlfriends? And I was like, I wouldn't do both. It's not a good, and he's like, no, I didn't mean that. And I was like, hopefully it's not recorded. But yeah, passengers after 90 days of being a solo driver, not referring to your wife, but minimum of 10 years old, $14 a month for a passenger. They obviously can't drive.
You got GPS?
We do not. So our trucks are 2017 and newer. Freightliners, Kenworths, and Volvos. They're all double bunks, so 2 beds. They have refrigerators provided, 1800 watt power inverters. You all know what a power inverter is? Okay, so you can run pretty much anything, not all at once necessarily, but 1800 watts. Crock pot, hair dryer, maybe a hair dryer, Xbox, whatever, CPAP. Those are provided. Refrigerators, I already said that. TVs, 24-inch flat screen TVs. There's Epic View satellite TV, so you get 100 plus channels, HBO, Cinemax, NFL ticket, and then there's DVR. What? Like seriously, I can't afford it at home and y'all get it in your truck. What'd you ask? GPS? No, we do not have the GPS because it doesn't jive with our dispatch system. So.
What's the pet policy?
Sorry.
What about when GPS system running, we can do that?
Absolutely. Yep. I would research Rand McNally. That's my ad. Rand McNally. Randall Riley's an advertising agency. Rand McNally. I did a questionnaire with like 150 owner operators because they all buy their own. And there was the TomTom, Rand McNally, a couple other ones, but Rand McNally was like 5 to 1. Garmin, yeah. Pet policy, we do allow pets in our company trucks. There is no charge, so no security deposit or anything. All we need is a current vaccination record, and then you sign an agreement that you are responsible for your pet.
And is that after 90 days or?
That's when, like the minute you're solo. Yep.
Got one more question on that.
Absolutely.
Bringing your family. I have a newborn child.
Congrats.
Thank you. Would I be able to bring her as well?
No. Mm-mm. I don't know if any companies allow that, honestly.
No, I was just
Yeah.
throwing it out there.
I remember being really young riding, but they also smoked in hospitals then and airplanes and stuff. So, great. Hello. But yeah, it's one passenger. Garmin. We also have dash cams, forward facing dash cams. So it's, in the Volvos, I know, is mirror to mirror and everything forward. So it's not driver facing. So there's cameras, I think, on the side that you can see, you know, like the blind spot kind of thing. And then forward, there is one facing this way. Just cover it up, but it's not activated. I like cover up my laptop. Like if this was here, I would just have it covered.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People, maybe people tune into baby monitors. Okay. Like, I don't know. You're bad if you want to sit and watch me work, but, no. Mm-mm. I've never seen those. That'll probably be next. Yeah. I don't know. So Halvor Lines, I'm totally backwards, but Halvor Lines was started back, we're on our 51st year, and it was started by a guy named Bill Vingy. Bill was an owner-operator, and him and a couple of his buddies ran Bombardier, whatever the heck you call them, Skidoo, snowmobiles for Halverson Distribution out of Quebec, Canada. He ended up buying his buddies out. Well, first they made a company named after their one and only customer, Halverson Distribution, naming it Halvor Lines. So he bought his buddies out, kept the company going. He passed away in 2001, leaving the company to his family. So his son, John, was 29 at the time that he took over the company and has since grown it bigger and better, and he's our CEO. But being that John's dad died at such a young age, one of his goals with Halvor Lines is to extend the life of the truck driver. So does anybody know, pop quiz, average lifespan of a truck driver? 65, yeah. Who said 66? Oh, okay. Yeah, 65, which I had a lady in a class a couple months ago, and I said that, and she's like, I'm 63. I was like, that doesn't mean like your time's up, okay? Just so you know that. Calm down. But 65, which is really young. Back when I was like 10, it seemed really old, but it's really young. The lifestyle is tough. You're gone. It's stressful. A lot of people think you just sit there and tootle along. That is not the case at all. Between your mother or your wife or your girlfriend or all of them, your dispatcher, kids, traffic, sitting is very hard on the body. Blood clots are a very common thing. So that's where that 30-minute break rule came in. They thought they'd save you with a 30-minute break or something. But we have a health and wellness coordinator named Jason Chris. Jason's a full-time employee. His job is to be there to get you healthier in and around the truck. So in our trucks, we provide stair steppers and little bikes, weight resistance bands. We have the inverters, the refrigerators. So Jason will teach you how to cook in your truck, work out in and around your truck. That's what he's there for. Also at our terminals, the three large ones, so Rosemount, Superior, and South Bend. The other two are smaller and updating. You have 24-hour access, and at them there is laundry facilities where we provide the detergent, showers, we provide towels and shampoo, and they cleaned all the time. But we also have fitness centers. So for example, the one in Rosemount, you have 24-hour access. We got guys who come in and work out before they go home, before they leave out. But there's like an elliptical, a bike, treadmill, big fancy weight system, machines. It's pretty cool. And that's for you. Whenever you want, you just take care of it. Also, Rosemount, we had updated it about 1.5 years ago. If you have time, come see us. We cook out every Friday. Weird, but burgers, brats, turkey burgers, hot dogs, salads. Just come join us. I've had a couple guys come. A guy and a gal last Friday came. But there's also oatmeal and fresh fruit and tea and coffee. And I mean, seriously, it's a trucking company. I've been at trucking companies. You don't want to even go in the bathroom. And this, they feed you and give you all sorts of crazy stuff. So it's pretty awesome. Come join us every Friday. Questions?
Yeah, so you only have over-the-road positions?
At this time, yes. This is all I could promise you right now anyways, because by the time you're week 1,
yeah.
So say 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it might, 3, a week of orientation, and then 5 weeks of training. It's gonna be a totally different story. So I might have local, I honestly don't know. It's not like I'm playing a game. I might have local or a dedicated available right now. But if that's gonna be available when you're ready to go solo, I don't know. Know what I mean? I can't hold it because it's customer need.
Did you say you had another location in Minnesota besides Grove?
Inver Grove,
How far from Pilot is that,
a mile,
that you're talking about there, that, 52?
unless you walk across 52, which isn't suggested.
You run.
Straight, yeah, you better run, exactly. It's straight across 52, but you got to go up and around, and there's like a Blaine Brothers right across the street from us, which is where I started with Halvor, and then we outgrew that really quickly. So they bought the one 4 miles south of that, which is the Rosemount facility, but we still have Inver Grove. It's got a driver's lounge, so there's like Wi-Fi and the TV, couches, that showers, but the office itself is empty. I think they should just let me go there, and I'll just bring my dogs and just sit there and work out of there, you know? And then Altoona is brand new for us, a couple months old. It's right by a truck stop, Adventureland Drive. I don't know. But that doesn't have any new updates as of yet. I think they're waiting on permits and stuff, so. Questions? All right, so we're gonna go back to this pay, and I'm just gonna show you a couple more things. So here's the base pay, there's the bonuses, and then we pay you pretty much for everything that you do. So they're called mine looks different, I have a different packet. Accessorial pay, extra pay. Jerome. Yeah, okay. Gerard.
Yeah.
J-E-R-R-O-D?
J-E-R-R-O-D.
1 R?
2 R's.
J-R-O-D. Okay. Gerard had asked about what's detention. So detention is if you get detained at a customer, only a customer. First 2 hours are free, kind of standard for trucking. But then it's $16 or $17 an hour after that, up to $150. And then it turns into layover for another $150. So if you get stuck somewhere overnight, you're not just sitting there for free, they pay you. It happens. No matter who you go to work with, it's going to happen. We try very, very, very hard to not make that happen, but it'll happen. We pay you. I mean, we collect from the customer, but we pay you. Breakdown, if your equipment breaks down, pay you $150 for every 24 hours. So let's say that you break down out in Georgia and it's a major repair. They're going to tow your truck to a facility, going to get you a hotel room, and then they pay you $150 a day. So it's not, they don't just figure it out, you're on your own. You know, we have 24-hour dispatch, 24-hour road service, and they'll get you somewhere. They're not going to make you sleep on the couch of the truck stop or the floor, whatever's available. They take really good care of you. If it's a major repair, we had a woman who, her truck broke down out east like 3 days before Christmas. Major repair, they flew her home for Christmas, flew her back once the truck was done. Most companies are like, figure it out. You know?
Do you have to chain up or anything?
We require that you carry chains if you're carrying in states like Colorado, but no. Pardon me?
You don't have chains around here then, huh?
We carry them, yeah. I mean, you pick them up in Rosemount, but if the chain law is in effect, regardless of whether there's a chain law or not, you're the captain of this ship. So if you're not comfortable driving, don't drive. We had guys who shut down yesterday or the day before from the wind. That wind was brutal if you had a light trailer or empty. Turns into a giant sail. So it's up to you. Granted, if you are winning big at the casino and you're like, it's really bad weather here, you know, don't do that. I'm just winning big. So casinos are a very popular place for truck drivers. You ever go to casinos?
Once.
Yeah, see.
No, down in Missouri.
Yes. They have really nice parking and stuff, but they're a casino. One day my son said, Mom, I need a new lacrosse stick or something. And I was like, you're going to have to wait till payday. And he's like, go to the casino and make some money. I'm like, you are, now he's 15. I think he still thinks that. Like, It's just growing on trees here. Medical, dental, vision. We have Health Partners and Delta Dental. That's available the first of the month after 60 days. We have single and family coverage. So there's no +1. Following? Okay. Personal opinion. Insurance is super expensive no matter where you work. It's super expensive. That's all. And it's overrated. I go to the doctor, I get a bill. Always have. But so single coverage, we have like ways that you can get a break by being a non-smoker, doing this health check, and so on. So it's going to be about $250 a month for solo before the cuts. It'll bring you down to $190 if you do all those other things. For +1, which would be +1 or +10, there's no +1, there's family. That's like $750. So if you're a family of 10 or a family of 2, $750. You can get tax cuts, which brings it down to like $670 or something, but still, that's a lot of money. Questions? But there's a guy, and I think he's usually here after me. He walked in when I was talking about it, and I was like, it's so expensive. He's like, I paid $1,300 a month for insurance.
How often do you use it? You know what I mean? If you don't use it every few years.
But it's, right.
You buy a new car.
But if you don't have it that one time, that can bankrupt you. Can't hear you.
Well, I'm just saying insurance, it's not worth a penny you really need it.
Correct, exactly. Most things, really. Questions for me at all?
Disability insurance.
Like the extended short-term, long-term? Yep, that's all available. Mhm. Did I give you my card?
Yeah.
You have to earn it. Yes, it's in here, of course, right in here. So my direct line, my cell phone, my email, call me, text me, email me. Here's another pop quiz. Average turnover on a yearly basis in the trucking industry, like per company. What's the average turnover at a company? You. What was your guess? 50? 20? So the higher the number, the worse. You have faith. You have a lot of faith.
I'd say 40.
No, I wish. It's like 107.
More people quit than start.
Correct.
Wow.
Right? And that's an average. And actually, I've heard 97 too, so I don't really know. So that means there are companies who have 153% turnover, and then there's companies like us who have like 38%, which in the last couple of years has risen. We were at like 26 for a long time, but we were just kind of stagnant. Like we weren't doing major growth. And now we've had some major growth in the last 4 or 5 years, especially hiring new graduates. Y'all come out, you can't wait to go, and then the wife's like, not working out, come home. And then you leave. That is turnover. An aging population, illness, all of that is considered turnover. But for the most part, that 153, they're just not very nice to their people. So that's a thing to ask a company is what's your turnover rate? When they say, I don't know. Really? I'd like you to find out. I can't. Okay, then it's 100. So things like that, questions to ask. If you are interested in Halvor, or even if you're not, if you want to fill out that front page, I don't have one. Says name, first name, last name, cell phone, email. I will send you an email. It means zero commitment to me. If you are interested, I do pre-hire letters, so you can put in an app. I send you a pre-hire that says you're good to go if or when you ever choose Halvor. It's up to you, 100%. Our one stipulation of graduating, for the tuition reimbursement, you have to come directly to us. You can't go to other companies first, or we don't reimburse. You also have to utilize your license within 6 months of obtaining it, or they have you take a refresher course. So don't wait. Okay? All right. 102, look at that. Hand me the form, and then have a lovely day. Whatever. Thank you. Can I shut this off?
Standing O.
Yes.
Fill it out.
Is it